Wash it down like a motherfucking face rat. Bitch, I'm the one who gon' make it hold they bad. Stay off the net, you a snake with your...
Hey man, we back with another dad reaction, man. We got King Von, the soft-spoken assassin. This one of the documentaries y'all asked for. So this dropped 2 years ago. It's got like 13 million views. I think I've half seen this, but it's been a while. I'm not even completely sure how this video go or nothing like that. But it's about King Von, the soft-spoken assassin. Let's get straight to it.
Back to that breaking news live from Chopper 2, a mass shooting. At least 6 people shot. This all happening at 65th and King Drive in Parkway Gardens.
The age ranges of those people ranging from 14 to 23 years old.
If they from here, don't come here, please don't.
His name is Davon Bennett, aka King Von. He's been on the streets for too long. I want him off the street today. You guys ready? Ready.
Alright, so probably the person that I get the most requests to do a video on, and the rapper I've been rocking with for a while now is King Von. No doubt the most demonic figure that's come out of Chicago since the drill music wave in the 2010s. Fans are really enamored with his storytelling and music videos, but for the life of me, I don't know how King Von is a free man. I mean, bless him, all blessings to him. He's somehow been able to 2C slide and dodge every single case that's been thrown at him since he was 15. And while his partner Rondo was toting a bazooka on the gram, King Von was on Twitter arguing with a mortal enemy over...
Rondo number 9, that's the guy Dirk used to always be talking about his songs. He was in the very first This Ain't What You Want song.
Right.
Rondo number 9. He literally had, I remember that picture going viral. He literally had a bazooka. And I was like, what is Chicago? How did he get that?
Wow.
That's the one that Dirk said he got 39 years. I heard him crying in cell. That's the one that got locked up for him and another guy for killing the Uber driver or something like that.
Wow.
They got 39 years. The other one got 38.
Did you ever find a bazooka?
I don't know. No one knows what happened to that. But yeah, this a lot of things they used to do too. They used to be on social media a lot, like during this time, and they'll be going back and forth on Twitter with their ops. Basically, like, just read this and say he talking to Wooski. That's one of his ops. He say,
I don't even know how to put, what's a D?
He said, LOL, you a B. I think I'm ordered. I'm ordered. I don't. They don't know how to type, man.
Well, no, they abbreviate stuff, man, to the point I can't even read the shit.
Many bodies they each got, and this was trolling the fuck out of the police, right? They couldn't stand it. See, in Chicago, only 20% of murders ever get proven, 80% go unsolved.
20 years for the murders, plus the gunman has been locked. That's 21 years. So that's 41 years just for the murder. And I got 2 attempt murders.
And you beat all those charges. You were acquitted.
Yep, I don't play.
Now, we're gonna get into all of this, but before we do, let me show you my song of the day. This is Mark Battles. Let's go.
Ain't been happy in a while. I be staring at what you would like to feel pressed.
In order to understand this story, we gotta go to Chicago, more specifically the Parkway Gardens in the South Side, but you probably know it as O Block. Now, not only is this the home of Chief Keef and King Von, it's also the home of the former First Lady, Michelle Obama, who, when she looks back at her experience...
I forgot she was from there. That's crazy. That's how I knew Michelle, a real N-word. They had Obama, he was the face, but he wasn't no, Michelle was the real N-word in that White House. They had the trenches in the White House.
Michelle Obama was the truth.
They had the trenches in the White House.
No
Boy, they ain't gonna
make no mistake about it.
They ain't gonna never let that happen again. They had the real trenches in the White House.
Yeah, they had.
Even though I don't mess with her because she changed up our whole lunch plan for every kid in America around this time. She messed up everything about lunch.
She made it more healthier.
No, what you mean?
What'd she do?
We kids. What you making it healthier for? What is you doing?
The kids were getting obesity and all this stuff.
No, that ain't all. No, that wasn't our fault. Stop it. Took all the good snacks away.
Says it was never as bad as it is now. The area has always been a huge war between 2 factions, the BDs and the GDs. And this war has been going back since at least the 90s. But back then there was more structure, it was organized, and it was mostly a battle over drug trade. The BDs controlled a massive 16-story housing complex just 2 minutes away from O Block, posting snipers on the roof to protect their drug dealers. Lookouts were equipped with night vision goggles, and the entire organization was pulling in $300,000 a day for damn near 15 years. The BDs were run like a corporation. Money was laundered through investments into apartment buildings, a record label called MOB, a car wash, and a nightclub in Atlanta. But the leadership was taken out in 2004 with a massive police raid. Their headquarters was permanently closed and eventually demolished. 50 people were charged. Whole leadership gone. All the BDs migrated to O Block and created alliances with the sets around the area to go against their rival gang, the GDs. Now the GDs, which stands for Gangster Disciples, also had their leadership taken down. And now neither of the two gangs have any structure anymore, coming from the top to the bottom. It's basically just kids running around with a profound hatred for each other, trying to blow each other's heads off. And this shit escalated even further in the 2010s with Chief Keef and the rise of drill music. Chief Keef, Rondo, Lil Reese, Lil Durk, and most of the people who saw success during the height of the drill scene were all black disciples. The Gangster Disciples had very little representation in mainstream music. Their most notable figures were FBG Duck, Lil J, Lil Jojo. So the fact that Chief Keef and O Block were able to control the airwaves and the popular sound made it so they could put super disrespectful lyrics towards the Gangster Disciples in their songs, and it would become mainstream. The best example is Tuka.
Tuka's death became the focal point for a lot of violence because the gang members that killed Tuka then knew.
That's why they say they're smoking on Tuka.
Yeah. I tell you, Tuka became the most popular, and King Von just came back and doubled it up. Had white kids all around the country saying they smoking on or saying Tuka name, not even knowing he talking about a whole person.
Right.
They think these little white kids think he talking about a strand of weed or something. He talking about a whole op that's passed away. These kids don't even know it. And Chief Keef made it popular. They was already saying his name, and then Von just doubled it up.
So he doubled down.
Because Von became so big, it just blew up even more.
So King Von doubled down on it. That's what happened.
Yep, pretty much.
Used social media to really insult his memory.
In this case, you have this young man actually in his coffin,
Right.
and this image has also been defiled.
See, Tuka was a deceased 15-year-old boy that Chief Keef and Durk would constantly mock in their songs. And the lyric became so popular, you had rappers like Lil Pump who had nothing to do with the situation. He's from Miami. You had Young M.A. who's from New York, and even NLE Choppa who's from Memphis. They would use Tuka in their songs or in everyday life without even knowing what it meant.
Now, you recently said some shit about Lil Pump.
Mm-hmm.
And he used the smoking Tuka line?
To this day, he probably think that everything all groovy. But no, when I see you, I'm gonna slap you.
Young M.A. said it in her verse, and then she apologized for it.
And that's all I wanted.
See, the hatred between the GDs and the BDs ran so deep. The feud was so strong. You even got King Von on video teaching a little kid how to shoot a water gun while saying F Tuka.
Fuck Tuka. Shoot him in his head. Boom. Fuck Tuka. Say it.
Now the death of this kid, Tuka, spawned something that was never before seen. A 17-year-old female assassin named Jakira, who created a social media account dedicated to avenging his death.
She was known to her rivals as somebody who was willing to shoot first, ask questions later. It's all over the internet.
Jakira was on social media.
Her name K.I. They finna get into her about how popular she became. And they claim this just recently came out, I think last year. They put the body, cause they just I guess solved her murder or whatever. Mm-hmm. They claim King Von was the shooter. And her and King Von used to go back and forth on Twitter. He got a couple songs. We already reacted to one song. I had forgot to mention it. Somebody commented. He had said something about her. He said, I forgot the lyric, but he said something and it pertained to her. So they claimed Von was the killer of her. We don't know for sure, but the police, of course, put it on him.
Bragging about the shootings that she had done. She was proud, and she let everybody know. She was very quick to let you know that she was violent and that she was not afraid to shoot somebody.
It was said Jakira was responsible for at least 15 shootings before she herself was eventually killed. Afterwards, a 4chan user hacked her Twitter and leaked DMs showing her and King Von had this weird back and forth where King Von was attempting to romance her in like a mocking way. I don't know, maybe it was real, despite the fact that they were both rival gang members. And she didn't like dudes, she liked girls. But reading the tweets and listening to his interviews, you could tell King Von is a clever, smooth talker, right? He's smooth, but he's also a goddamn demon. A blood trail seems to follow him wherever he goes. And King Von was becoming an infamous figure in the Chicago PD briefing room, so they hated him. Police would bring him in for an armed robbery charge, possession of an illegal firearm, and they had suspicions of other stuff that they could never prove. One murder of a kid named Modell, allegedly, according to the internet detectives on Reddit, has King Von's name written all over it. It happened on a Saturday night where 24 other people were wounded across Chicago, but that wouldn't stop King Von from boasting about Modell's death on Twitter all the time. Now finally, in 2014, the police thought they had something. Von and one of his friends were at a crowded house party when a rival GD named Malcolm Stuckey was in the corner, mean-mugging them. Von and them took offense, immediately left the party, came back 45 minutes later, shooting at the kid Stuckey, who was outside, along with 2 other people who tried to run. Stuckey was killed, the 2 others were wounded, and King Von and his friend were snatched up by police a couple days later. After 3.5 years, the trial finally started. It lasted...
Oh, so look, remember I kept telling you, this the one that he got out, this the last one he was locked up for.
Right.
Remember I told you he was in there for 2 years.
Right.
I was wrong. He was in there for 3.5.
Okay.
So dude just said it took 3.5 years before the trial started. So he was silent for almost 4 years.
Didn't say a word.
Didn't say nothing.
Released a couple days later. After 3.5 years, the trial finally started. It lasted a grand total of 5 days. Witnesses couldn't be located. Von kept his mouth shut for the whole 3 years, while his friend confessed to doing the shooting. So, Von beat the case, went home, and his friend got 28 years. As soon as Von was out, the dude he was always arguing with on Twitter, named Wooski, who's a gangster disciple, and his mortal enemy, was attending a funeral at the Bethlehem Star Baptist Church when all of a sudden, an AK-47 pistol, aka a Draco, was whipped out and started spraying into the crowd. Dozens of shots rang off, and Wooski was shot. Now he survived, and King Von was not responsible for this, but that does not stop him from mocking him every chance he gets on Instagram Live.
He ain't been the same. He don't talk shit no more, nothing wrong. What the fuck? Them bullets be changing them motherfucker.
And this is why Von's fans fuck with him, right? It's the authenticity. It's the allure of the savageness, right? That the fans like. They like that in their music. I don't think they like it in real life, though. Anyways, now Von is in Atlanta making crazy music videos with dope storylines, and his channel's got 150 million views in 11 months, right? He's blowing up, and his fans are diehards, right? They're crazy. They read into everything he posts, looking for clues. Like this man posted an Insta story just trying to promote his new music video, and people were reading into how many skulls he put in his caption, like 7 skulls? That's 7 bodies. King Von is 7 bodies. It even got to the point where King Von went live on Instagram himself and said, listen, if the internet was right about the bodies people had, they would be in jail. So don't believe what anyone says. I repeat, anyone. And I'll be honest, I hope that's true. Bless him. All I know is listen, in Chicago, the clubs close at like 12, right? It doesn't go past 12 because of the violence. And I know that King Von can't go to Canada to do shows. He can't go to overseas to do shows. So it's a blessing and a curse, right? Because of his history, King Von creates this allure and this personality that people want to rock with his music, but also fucks up his business opportunities because he can't leave the country. That's pretty much it for this video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Who do you want me to cover next? Make sure you subscribe with notifications on, and I'll see you.
King Von. Got a little bit more information now.
Yeah, I mean, this guy, he's definitely was an interesting person, man. You know, it's got, I mean, it's, for me, it's like, man, the whole time this was happening, you know, I was busy grinding, doing my own thing, so I didn't know what the hell was going on. So it's kind of like really interesting, like, wow, this is really what was going on in the city of Chicago. Like, you know, me and my coworkers, man, especially at the old store I used to work at, when we talked about the murders in Chicago, we talked about the deaths, we talked about, you know, we know where it's kind of coming from, what areas, you know, to kind of avoid if you don't want to be caught up in the crossfire or nothing like that. But this really just, you know, shares the light on it for someone like myself that don't have any idea how I got to, because I'm too busy grinding myself, you know what I mean? And it's all in the music. And then you got all this new stuff that, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and your generation, look at all that shit,
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, it's interesting.
It's crazy. It's really crazy though, the fact that, like, especially if I was to show you how they be talking to their ops, like on Instagram Live and stuff like that, or like how the King Von, how he was just on live just talking, like they really be talking about this stuff.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I'm saying.
And making it funny though. That's what be the crazy part.
I mean, that's what's crazy about it though. He just said, man, he on wherever he was on, he said, bullets really be changing on motherfuckers. I mean, that's just, I can see how this field, and I can see how, it will make a person want to, react. And he say, fuck that, I'm going to get him. Because it's right there, like taunting.
He made his
taunting
at his best, because his ops hated him. But even when he passed away, you had ops coming out and saying, nah, I ain't gonna lie, Von was a real one. Like, even his ops was talking about how real he was. Like, nah, Von was a real one.
Right.
Like, hey, I think they was really scared of Von. The only way he was gonna die was he had to be out of town.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I'm watching a movie.
That's what it feels like.
That's what it feels like for me. It's like, you didn't put me on to this new movie, and I already know what happened to him, but now I kind of feel bad. He went out the way he went out. Like that, I didn't do him justice.
Yeah.
Based off everything I'm seeing. I know it sounds crazy, but it's almost like watching a movie. Like, man, he just went out like that. Come on, man.
Exactly, man. That's what's
dude
crazy.
Don't get no clout for shooting him.
Hey.
You don't get no clout.
Nah, that's the thing. That's the crazy thing though. The guy that shot him, cause we ain't even got into these a whole nother group of rappers from a whole nother city.
Mm-hmm.
You got Quan Rondo, and he part of the NBA game. That's NBA Youngboy, which is probably the biggest artist of our time right now. We gonna get into him later for sure. But that's a whole nother conversation. But the guy that Quan Rondo brother was Lil Tim, and Lil Tim, he don't get no credit like you said for that, but Lil Tim just did what he was there to do, what he was supposed to do. That's his brother. King Von came up to Quando starting it. King Von was the one on go that night. He came up, beating up Quando. Lil Tim was sitting in the car, and I think the car was faced like this way. It was faced in. So he like sitting in the car this way. He had to hop out the truck, come out this way. He hopped out. First thing he did was raise his gun up and start shooting. They even said he didn't know who he was shooting at. He just saw somebody beating up his brother.
Right.
So of course you gonna protect the bag. You gonna protect your brother. So what the rappers rap about. Lil Tim wasn't a rapper at the time. For some reason somebody catch a body. He started rapping when he got out of jail for it. But before then he was not a rapper.
Was he acquitted of all charges?
I don't know. I think the case still going. I think he out on bond or something.
Okay.
But I mean, it's looking like, honestly, I think he might get off on self-defense. Cause King Von came up to them starting the beef.
Right.
And he just hopped out, shot him.
Right.
So, but yeah, like you said, everybody hates Lil Tim now. Cause they pick and choose. That's what it is. Fans always pick and choose. So due to the fact that it happened to Von, even though this was exactly what the rappers rap about, it happened to Von, now everybody hate him.
Right.
But, that's just how it go, because you can't pick and choose when this stuff they rap about.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's a good documentary, man. Definitely, if we get some more to look at, we'd love to see.
Yeah, I got another one that they already commented. I think I'll show you, and then besides that, I don't know which other ones. So y'all comment any other good ones. This is a really good one. So any other really good ones that y'all think you should react to, y'all put it down in the comments. And besides that, if y'all mess with the video, man, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, hit the post notification bell. Gang, we out.